I've got 2 tickets to paradise. I've got 2 tickets to paradise. Like it? Paradise, get it?
Moments before we started recording, Sid said, "Oh my God, I know what I'm going to sing."
I think it's really good. I love it.
I like it because it's whoever's singing this has a weird accent.
Paradise?
Paradise.
No, it's like podcast-a-dice, but paradise.
Oh.
If you don't get my jokes, I gotta go to sleep, man. Good night.
Wait. Can you stay up all night with me? It's the Bedtime Podcast. Getting better at singing in perfect harmony together.
Yeah, that sounded pretty good.
Well.
All
right, I guess we should really go to sleep. No, we have a great episode for you guys, for you sleepyheads.
Really good stuff today.
How are you guys? How are you doing? I hope well. I hope you're hanging in there. I had a hard day.
No, I had a hard day. I feel bad.
I had a hard day. Yesterday, I put my backpack with my laptop and hard drive and headphones and computer charger in the trunk of my car.
Which, can I ask why you did that to begin with?
I went to go get a haircut yesterday.
But why'd you bring your computer?
Because I thought between my haircut and going to Potluck at the world famous comedy store, I'd have some time to maybe get a little work done.
Okay, that makes sense.
I leave the comedy store last night. I know my backpack was in the back of my car because I had a sweatshirt in there. And before I went into the comedy store, I opened the trunk, saw the backpack, took the sweatshirt. This morning, I wanted to do some clipping for the pod. Went outside to get my backpack, which I left in the trunk. I never do that. I know that's a bad idea. And I opened the trunk and the backpack is not there. I'm like, oh, maybe I did bring it in last night. And then I noticed that the flab to the gas tank.
The flab. Real car guy we got here. So you want to put gas in your car, you open the flab.
Open that flabby flab of a car. And I noticed that's ajar. And then I close it. I go to lock the car. I double lock it. I don't hear the honk.
Oh.
And then I noticed that the back doors, I still don't think I've been robbed. I noticed that the back doors look like they've just been slightly pushed in, but not like all the way so that locked. It kind of just like did the first click, you know?
Mm-hmm. And
then I'm like, oh, I've been robbed.
There's been some funny business here.
Because that was just, why would I leave my car like that, you know? Nobody's been in my back seat since Nixon was president, folks. And my heart starts to race and I feel violated.
Yeah, you get really upset.
You know, it's probably how women feel when men violate them.
I would say
like
no.
Exactly the same feeling.
I would say no. But anyway, continue. Idiot.
And I come back up here to check again. I go back out, check again in the car. Still not there. I call you and I've been robbed. And they took my computer, and for a long time, I think I've even said it on this podcast, that my computer is like my most, outside of you and Red, that is my most prized possession. I have always felt that, man, if I lose this computer, I am really fucked. Like all of my ideas are on there. And I called you and I was like, I feel like my career is over.
Yeah, that was really annoying to hear because you have everything backed up on the cloud and we have renter's insurance, which will cover the computer. So I understand feeling violated and that feels really bad. But when you get overly dramatic, oh, my career's over. My career was on that computer. I find that very frustrating. I just find anxiety that's not worthwhile to be incredibly frustrating.
But you do this all the time.
No, I don't.
You were always doing overdramatic anxiety.
But as a joke, like, I don't actually, like, I feel like you always are getting annoyed at how not worked up I get over things. Like, you're always like, why are you more upset? And I'm like, because I've taken 10 years to be zen. Like, I'm not worked up on purpose. I know what's worth getting upset over. And the things that are worth getting upset over, I get very deeply upset over. Like, really upset. But the things that are not, I think I have a really, really good sense of what's worth like spending energy over and worrying over. And I knew about the renter's insurance. I knew you had everything on the cloud. And while it sucks, we moved into this apartment and your car immediately got broken into. It's not the end of the world. Nobody stole your car. And it's okay.
It is okay. But in that moment, I really...
Of course, it feels horrible, and I'm not taking that away. But saying my career's over is very stupid.
You kind of made me mad because you were like, why would you leave your computer in your car? And I was like, I'm going. That I don't need. That I don't need right now. I am going.
Well, you didn't let me finish, though, when we were talking, because I was more asking... Like, just, why would you do that?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I wasn't being like, why would you leave your computer in your car? Like, you deserve this. I was like, wait, why'd you do that? Like,
It's the same.
But it wasn't judgmental because I thought
just as judgmental.
But I thought you must have had a good reason for it if you did it, because it's pretty stupid. Even I don't do that, and I'm so lazy.
I was going to do work. That's why I left it in my car. And then I forgot. You would do the same thing.
I wouldn't leave my computer.
No, don't say that.
I'm saying
Don't say that.
I'm saying it.
See, I knew you knew that all day. I knew you knew that, and it was eating at me. And that's kind of why I got so mad at you when you said that, because I knew you would think I would never do this.
Well, I just didn't think you would ever do it, is the other thing.
I've never done that in my entire life.
You lost an enormous amount of my respect today.
Fuck you.
I'm joking. But I do think we're in a privileged position that we have renter's insurance, and this isn't something we absolutely need to panic about. That would be horrible.
Guys, this is a PSA to all of you. Get renter's insurance.
I'm really glad we have renter's insurance.
It's $200 a year. It has earthquake liability, property liability, theft. Like, we can be reimbursed up to $15,000. And yes, that's how little we have.
I don't think $15,000 is so little.
I mean, but some of those policies you can be insured up to like $1 million and stuff. You know, like,
we don't need that.
No, of course not. Everything in our apartment, I would say, is about $15,000.
Well, a lot of our stuff was free.
We get a lot of shit for free, a lot of shit off the street. I make a lot of shit. I'm a craftsman.
You don't make anything.
I mean, I've made a couple things.
Like what?
This dresser in front of us.
Oh yeah, IKEA. He can put together IKEA furniture really well. But yeah, Noah was violated today.
It really shook me. My heart. It really shook me. I was like, whoa, this feels so weird. I felt so
It
yucky.
feels really bad, and it feels really yucky. And I acknowledge that, but once again, my career's over.
My files. I lost all my files.
I couldn't. Sad he got robbed, though. I'm sorry, Noah. It feels bad.
It also feels bad because like we just moved to this place, and I'm like, oh shit, like, are we in a bad area? Like, is it not safe, or is it just like I got a Kia Forte, and right now those are the hot cars to steal, according to TikTok.
Yeah, we live in a nicer neighborhood, so I feel like maybe you're more likely to get robbed. Nothing bad ever happened to us in K-Town, and there was a dead body found across the street from our apartment.
It's so funny. Like, in K-Town, bad things happen, just not to you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, in K-Town, we lived there for 3 years. Never a single break-in.
Never a break-in. But I'm like, what would in K-Town, I think everyone's like, we're not stealing from these people. Nobody has anything.
everything's going to be okay. I filed a police report. The insurance claim has been filed. And for the most part, you know, what's cool is I should get some money back. And then maybe I can get an even nicer laptop now.
Well, yeah, one for editing.
One for editing so I can edit these things a lot quicker.
And now you won't leave your computer in your car ever again.
I will never leave anything in my car.
I leave stuff in my car that I hope gets stolen so I don't have to deal with it anymore. And that's how I've always lived my life. From day one, I leave stuff in my car that I'm like, if that went missing, that would really help me out. I don't want to have to bring that to Goodwill. I don't want to have to bring that to out of the closet.
Your car is like a vintage shop on wheels.
It is a free vintage shop.
Yeah.
For thieves.
I do hate it when you do something wrong and you tell people and they tell you what you should have done right.
Well, yeah, it's not helpful. And I guess I did it. I didn't mean to do it to you today. I was more just shocked you did it because normally you're Mr. Perfect.
It's a normal reaction though. A couple years ago, Sid flipped off some guy in her car because he like cut her off on the road.
And he chased me.
He chased her around the block.
And I thought I was going to die.
And every time she told people about this, everyone was like, well, that's why you shouldn't flip someone off in your car.
And I was like, oh, really? Thanks. That's helpful. It might have been nice if the guy didn't chase me going 80 miles an hour around Toluca Lake. I started calling my dad. I was like, I gotta say goodbye. It was so scary. Yeah, I cried for a really long time after that.
But people, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't correct your friend who's coming to you venting. You need to be there for them. What you should do is, man, it really sucks that people are so shitty that they would chase you around in your car for just flipping them off.
Yeah.
Or it really sucks that the government in this country doesn't take care of its people, that people are so destitute that they have to find Kia Fortes at night in the middle of the street or in parking garages, go into them and steal genius work.
I hope that movie gets sold under whoever stole it. I just want to say I didn't flip the guy off either. I went like I just did put my hands up like, what are you doing? I didn't even flip him off. That's how fucking anger problem that guy had.
Yeah, that guy was a real fucking Tony Soprano.
It was really scary.
But moving on. Everything's okay. It's going to be okay.
Now on to the regular problems.
Can I just say one more thing about it?
Okay, sure.
I think this was a good lesson in realizing that the most important thing to me isn't my computer.
Mm-mm.
It's my files.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on. We're going to talk about something else on this podcast.
That's really stupid.
So
as usual.
As usual, what?
We talk about a lot of stupid stuff.
You want me to set it up?
Yeah.
So I go to the grocery store last week, and I get some kale. And I bring it back home, bring the groceries back home, put them away. Sid looks at the kale and says, you got the wrong kale. And I'm like, what do you mean? There's no wrong kale.
There's a wrong kale.
Apparently, there's two kinds of kale.
There's actually a lot of kinds of kale.
There's one kind for salads, and then there's one kale that you have to cook to eat. Every kale isn't for salad and isn't for cooking.
Well, technically you have to cook all kale or massage it. You shouldn't be eating kale raw, actually. But the kale you bought isn't good massaged. You have to cook it. He bought dinosaur kale, and I'm not about to massage dinosaur kale.
Why?
Because it's so thick and rough, it would take forever, and it still wouldn't be very good.
Man, kale's so temperamental. Kale
is very temperamental.
Kale, more like the Real Housewives of Beverly Kales.
Kale is temperamental. I'm coming out with a cooking show on the Deep Dives website. We'll give you more information.
The Deep Dive Podcast with June Diane Raphael and Jessica St. Clair.
Yeah, so I have a little cooking show on their new website called Significant Palate, and I basically teach them how to cook. And I made them make a kale salad in one episode, and they hated it. I've never heard two people complain more, because you do have to massage it, and it takes some effort.
They don't like the prep.
Yeah, they don't like how long you have to massage it for.
How long do you have to massage it for?
Like a minute. It's nothing.
And you really want to knead it?
You don't need it. You rub it. You massage it. So yeah, you gotta massage the shit out of it, or you can't digest it. And even massaged kale is hard to digest. You know,
why does massaging something make it easier to digest?
It breaks it down.
It does not seem to make sense.
Well, it does. So shut the fuck up.
I'm like, what do you mean? I just feel like in our house, there's two types of everything. It's like, you need a milk for cereal, you need a milk for coffee.
I don't think that's crazy.
You need a green for salad, you need a green for cooking.
I don't think that's crazy.
You need a peanut butter for shakes, you need a peanut butter for bread.
I don't think that's crazy either.
And back in my day, you had one peanut butter for all things.
Well, you weren't putting peanut butter in your smoothies.
You had one milk for all things.
You're from a different generation.
And you damn sure had one green for everything.
No. This is not how I live. I want a crunchy peanut butter for my sandwiches and a smooth peanut butter for my smoothies. I want a thick, hearty green for my steaming and my roasting and my sauteing. And then I want a light, crunchy green for my salads.
Okay.
And then I want almond milk for my cereal. And I like goat milk in my coffee.
That sounds like a country song.
I want almond milk in my cereal, but you better not put it in my cup of coffee. I want goat milk in my cup of coffee and the dino kale for my sauteing needs. Okay, I'm done. That song was not that good.
I liked it.
Thanks.
Man, I wish there was a Jewish country singer.
There's not?
I mean, I guess you could say Bob Dylan if you consider him.
He's not a country singer, and he's Jewish.
Bob Dylan's Jewish.
How many rows must... Anyway, we could be Jewish country singers.
Yeah. So, that's true. There's two types of kales.
Yeah. There's multiple types of kales. I'm not saying there's two. There's more.
See, I'm not really into kale on my salad. I don't care if it's massaged.
You like that massage. You love that massage kale salad. You're being insane.
I'm not into it anymore.
Okay, fine.
I don't want it anymore.
Fine. I'm over it too. Right now, I like iceberg because it's summer. Give me the iceberg.
Give me a butter lettuce.
I love a butter lettuce.
Butter lettuce is dope, man.
It's so good.
Yeah, right now we're eating a lot of nothing.
Yeah, we're not eating very much at home right now. I'm not proud of it.
Sid goes through these phases where she's just like, I don't really like food anymore.
I get kind of grossed out. It's not my favorite thing about myself, but I'll be really into cooking and then I'll get grossed out by everything. And so I kind of can only eat simple carbs, or is it complex carbs?
Yeah, I get that. It's
So today I ate a bagel for breakfast. I had a Dutch Crunch roll for lunch and a protein bar and some bagel bites. And then for dinner I made us pasta and green beans. And it's just a real white flour situation for me.
Yeah, you really go through those phases of food. I wonder, does it have anything to do with like your relationship to food when you were a kid?
Maybe. My household was so bizarre with food. My parents were divorced, and so my dad would take us to Jack in the Box before school. And then I honestly don't know if I ate at my mom's house. Like looking back, I'm like, what was I eating? I don't know.
Were you just like snacking like with whatever was in there? I
think so. I love my mom. We have a great relationship these days. But it just was not it was a very chaotic household, and so I'm not sure what was happening for breakfast. Maybe Eggos, the cinnamon ones, and then lunch I went to a kosher. My school was Jewish and it was kosher, so it was like French fries. And And then at night we would go to bars. So I guess, yeah, I was eating dinner at the bar. So I was eating like wings, and we went to OG's. So I would get OG sticks, which are, it's like pizza without sauce, and then you dip it in ranch. So I was eating a lot of that. And then at my dad's, we eat a lot of enchiladas and spaghetti.
The night for dinner, enchiladas and spaghetti.
No, like every other day.
What I'm seeing there is like a very inconsistent like meal plan.
Yeah, no consistency.
But
that
consistent
my whole childhood. But
consistent in that a lot of like carby, feel good food.
Yeah. But then once I like remember the first day I hated my body. I got a bathing suit for my birthday. I think I was 9, and my best friend Max came over, and I put on the bathing suit, and I didn't like how I looked, and I wouldn't go swimming. And I remember that being the beginning of the end.
That's when you needed to start to eat differently?
Yeah, to like start dieting. And then I think I just felt, not cute for the next, 15 years. And my eating was, I always felt like I had to be on a diet, and my parents would tell me to go on a diet, even though, like, looking back, I was so cute. That's what's so sad. I'm like, who cares about these extra 10 pounds? Like, I was cute, but I was so insecure that I just tortured myself. And so I had a lot of salads and, had the weird, like, back and forth eating thing.
It feels like getting your child to, like, lose weight causes more damage than just, like, letting them come to that decision on their own in like an organic way.
Or just like encouraging, them to play sports, because nobody did that with me. It was just like diet. There was no like, or exercise. It wasn't like, why don't you join the soccer team? It was like, go to the gym, which like that sucks for a kid.
Yeah. What kid wants to go to like the
awful.
gym?
I was going to the gym at like 13. It's so sick.
That's crazy.
I know. It's so sad. And it's like, why didn't you just make me play a sport? Like, but you can't parent yourself. But with the food stuff, I don't know. Now I just get grossed out. And I think I get grossed out with eating healthy, maybe because it just reminds me of being a kid and trying to eat healthy. So I just am like, I don't feel like it. And then I'll just go heavy on the carbs. I don't know. If someone's listening and you're an eating expert and you have some advice, sound off in the comments.
I also feel like doing more of the cooking, I hear this about chefs a lot. You just get tired of cooking for yourself.
Actually, that's true. A guy I work with is a professional chef, and he makes himself cereal like all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it. I just get tired.
You're just like, I'm sick of doing this.
Also, and I actually think a lot of people will relate to this. I get very grossed out by the food systems in this country. So, like, we've been eating a lot of salmon. And then I looked at the salmon packaging the other day, and the ingredients were salmon and food coloring.
Oh, man.
I know. And we've been eating this salmon all the time. And we watched this documentary a couple years ago that
We've told them about it.
We've told them about it. Seaspiracy. It fucked us up. We were vegetarians for a year after that, but I got really skinny, so we just decided to eat meat again. And I was like, oh, God damn it. It's the gray fucking salmon. And if you've seen the documentary, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, salmon's gray, and they put fucking pink food coloring in it, and it's so gross.
But let me ask you something. Is salmon naturally gray, or is it the way we've destroyed the
oceans? So that made me like sick to my stomach. And I tried to take the salmon to lunch the other day, and I couldn't eat it. So that kind of spurred.
Well, that's because you thought that gave me explosive diarrhea.
I know, but I had already seen the pink thing on the dye thing. So it's kind of started to spiral. So I get very grossed out by the food system in the country. Meat is really grossing me out right now.
Except steak.
We haven't eaten steak in like a week. I don't know if I could. For some reason, like packaged carbs don't gross me out because I'm like, oh, it's like nothing. It's like eating cardboard. I guess at this point, I'd rather just do fucking, what's that shake? That's food.
Soylent.
Soylent. Yeah, I'd rather just do fucking Soylent because I'm getting so grossed out.
Yeah.
And then I just want to eat processed foods because they gross me out the least. So that's where we're at right now.
But those are the worst for you.
I know, but they don't gross me out because I'm like, oh, even the natural food is disgusting. So at least I'm not tricking myself. And like peanut butter feels safe. I guess I do have some pretty gnarly anxiety and OCD stuff going on right now. After I just gave you shit for freaking out about your career. So I apologize. Yeah, I have some pretty gnarly anxiety going on right now. My neck is always hurting.
Dude, we have to do some. Guys, sleepyheads, is your neck just hurting all the time?
I wake up with a crick in my neck almost every day.
It's the phones.
Yeah.
It's the texting.
It's really bad. And I'm like popping muscle relaxers all the time. And it's really bad. I don't know.
What's happening to us?
Well, do you have the crick in your neck?
Yes. Literally, my neck has been hurting for like the last week. I'm trying to work on it. I've gotten some stretches.
I've been doing the stretches every day.
The stretches, they're helping a little bit.
I'm like in so much pain. But
we got these like little knobs that, you guys are saying you can put them on the back of your phone because apparently, if you don't have this knob, then if you're holding your phone up, you're supporting it with your pinky, which is connected to your ulnar nerve. And your pinky's like not strong enough really to hold up your phone like that. So you put stress on your ulnar nerve and that can give you a little crink.
Yeah, I bought this
in the neck.
$50 pillow to help my neck. It made it worse. I got my money back, thank God.
It's just like where all of our heads we're just like turning into like nines.
Yeah. My neck is killing me. I guess I'm having some anxiety stuff. But
I feel like we're turning into like the propaganda of Jews. Like hunchback
with horns,
like
and
shriveling over.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty unpleasant.
Like my neck is killing me.
I don't know, and this is gonna sound so dramatic. So literally, all the stuff I said at the beginning of this episode about how I'm so calm and collected, I really am. I swear to God, I just have, like I said, anxiety about like the broader, grander things. I don't know if this modern life is for me. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I might need to go live on a farm.
Here's the other thing. If you want to fix your text neck, you have to hold the phone up.
Yeah.
You have to use the phone like this. What am I, Joe Biden?
It's bad.
The phone is all the way up at my eyes. This is a crazy way to use phone. It also, you know what?
This is a crazy way to use phone.
It's a crazy way to use phone. You know what it's also going to make really hard to do?
What?
Text and drive.
Oh, yeah. That's over for you.
That's definitely over. I can't be texting and driving with my phone up here.
No.
I'll get caught.
Yeah, so if any sleepyheads listening and are chiropractors or physical therapists, I'm not going to say send off in the comments. I'm going to say DM us and tell us what to do because this hurts.
I can't not look at my phone 100 times a day. I try.
I know.
It's this thing I cannot get away from.
I know. I can't either. And I'm also like sitting at a desk a lot of the day, but standing. I have to stand and sit at work and lean over. It's just Can
I ask you a question about the physical toll at work?
Yeah.
Everyone has to have a job.
Yeah.
What you want to bring a bed to work so you could lay down?
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm supposed to be sleeping in a coffin in Transylvania. I'm a vampire. I don't have to work for my family's fortune. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Being in the service industry for this long is hard on your body.
Sure. Yeah.
And, people who sit at desks all day have backaches too. So
that's what I'm saying.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what the answer is.
Like my back was killing me after Platonic last year because I sat so much in that room.
Yeah, that sounds horrible too. So I'm not saying I'm the genius who knows the answer.
I think the problem is it goes back to the way our society was created, where unfortunately you have to work so much these days to get by, and you have no balance of life. Literally, you have no physical balance. You're either standing all day for 8 hours, you're sitting all day for 8 hours, you're talking all day for 8 hours.
Yeah. And you know what? We've mentioned her 40 times. Our beloved hairdresser, Sarah, was telling me that for hairdressers, it's basically you do the job as long as you can before your back gives out, because they're just standing, leaning over you
all day,
8 hours a day. That's fucking crazy.
I got a haircut this week, and I was thinking about that. She was standing the whole time. Even when she was sitting, though, that seemed more uncomfortable.
Yeah,
because she had to like reach up.
Yeah, it's crazy what we do to our bodies to make it the money.
But I wonder if there was the same amount of stress to a caveman's body, because think about all the shit they had to do to get by.
Yeah, I need to read some books about that so I know what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean, though? But let me take it from a different angle on the same topic. Caveman goes out. How long do you think it takes him to get some food?
I mean, 8 hours. I don't know how long it takes to hunt.
I guess what I'm trying to get to is, I feel like the cavemen had a lot of downtime.
I feel like the cavemen also had a lot of downtime.
Right?
Guys, if you know something we don't, let us know, because right now we're really jealous of cavemen. I
mean, I'm just like, they must be just in a cave covered in fur, sleeping a lot of the time, because you go, you hunt, you eat. What else are you doing?
I don't know. We're so stupid. What else are they doing? Making fire.
They're making fire.
Having to protect themselves from animals.
Okay.
Taking care of kids. I don't know.
24 hours in a day.
I don't know. They also were only living till 25? Must be nice.
That's the other thing. Back in those days, or maybe even later, 1200. If you're 30, are you like an old guy?
Yeah, you're dying. You're dead, buddy.
If you're 30 living in those times, you're like the old man.
Yeah, you're honestly dead. That's why you used to get married at 13.
That's so crazy to me that I could be living in some village in Italy, 1200 BC.
Why are you in Italy?
I don't know.
You're not Italian.
Okay. I'm living in Mesopotamia. It's 1200 BC, and I'm 30, and I'm finally growing chest hair.
And you die.
But I'm the old guy.
That is crazy. To be old and hot like that.
I know. To die at your hottest.
Crazy. Even though I'm thinking I'm going to peak in my 40s.
I wonder if that's how they knew when someone was going to die back then. They were like, ugh, Jeremiah is looking very hot. He's going to go soon.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm looking so hot. Probably going to die tomorrow.
Well, you think you're going to peak at 40?
Oh, wow. I mean, I feel like I'm only getting hotter, which is great. So I feel like 40s are going to be pretty good for me. What do you think?
For me or for you?
Both of us.
I really feel that we have not peaked at all. We're nowhere near it. We're still climbing the mountain of looks and career and friendship and love and family. And we are maybe at the middle of our ascent.
Yeah, I agree.
That's exciting.
I know. I think our 40s are going to be terrific. Do it with me. Our 40s are going to be terrific.
If you like feet,
this is the episode for you.
You might want to get a look of the old YouTuberino. We're going to do a quick segment now.
Okay.
That we thought of. We did a Would You Rather a couple weeks ago about me being would you rather be allergic to shellfish or peanut butter? So we wanted to do another one, and it's
really hard.
It's really hard, and it's kind of perfect with what we've been talking about. So the question is, Sid, would you rather never eat meat again
Mm-hmm.
or never eat carbs again.
And by carbs, we mean like bread, pasta, all that shit.
The good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think because of my like gross out phase happening right now, I have to say never eat meat again. What would you say?
I would rather never eat carbs.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
I just think for me, there's just something so satisfying about a really good piece of meat.
I mean, yeah, it's delicious.
You know, and I just like it a lot more. You know, I like carbs, but I think in the long run, if I have to choose one, I think it would be better for my health to only eat meat. Guys, tell us what you think.
I know it's a tough one. Unless you're vegetarian, then it's incredibly easy.
All right, we're almost out of time here, which brings us to one of our favorite segments. Sid, what are you into this week?
I'm reading Blue Nights by Joan Didion. It's very sad. It's about her daughter's death, and I'm enjoying it. I tried to read it at work today, and I got in trouble, so I'm gonna read a bunch of it tonight. And yeah, and I'm really into McConnell's. We just moved near one, and we've gone twice in a week, and I'm obsessed with their cornbread honey ice cream flavor.
It's pretty good.
It's so good.
I know. I was like really off ice cream for so long, and I'm back on it.
It's so good. It's so good. What are you into, Noah?
I'm into a couple things. I'm into kale.
You just said you weren't into kale anymore.
What do you mean?
You said you weren't into it right now.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm
you're
into.
back, bitch.
I'm back. I'm into sautéing my
He
kale.
sautés it. Okay, he's not into a kale salad.
Not a kale salad,
No.
but a sauté with the non-salad kale.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do with it, fellas. It's really tasty. A bunch of kale on a little sauté pan, olive oil, salt, pepper, lime. Get it nice and sizzling. Get it nice and maybe a little crispy. And just put it over some rice.
That sounds so bad.
What?
Just like my nightmare meal. Just kale and rice.
No, maybe
That's
you put some chicken, some sweet potato, you know. It's a superfood bowl.
Okay. I think we're both into going to sleep.
I think
now.
I think we're both into going to sleep. And so, guys, this has been another episode of the Bedtime Podcast with myself and my darling wife, Sydney Steinberg. Guys, we're starting a YouTube page specifically for the podcast. And all of our video content will be on there. We have a Patreon with all different memberships that start at just $3. So if you're liking what you're hearing and you think we deserve to be paid for this, go on there and maybe give us a little something. And write us a review.
Write us a review, please.
Please write us a review.
I'm begging you.
It's so it's so nice when you guys tell us how much you like the pod, but maybe copy and paste that same text into like a review on Apple Podcast and maybe submit. Maybe hit submit.
Easy.
Guys, follow us on all the things.
We love you.
We love you, sleepyheads.
Nighty night.
Goodbye. It's the Bedtime Podcast.